familiar faces from 5 years ago and 6 years ago. I'm thrilled to see you. I'm thrilled to be here with Harrison, and we're so excited about the movie. I'll work on it for my 4th trip.
Thank you for coming out.
I mean, the fact that Fallen was becoming a movie was exciting enough for me, but the fact that Fallen has become a really good movie with really gorgeous people, I'm honored, I'm thrilled, and I know you guys are going to love it. I was an executive producer, so I started with the script. Really, we've done a lot of work on the script, many different drafts, and I was really excited to have a great relationship with the director, Scott Hicks, who is just brilliant and did a great job and had the vision for all of this from the very beginning that I think matched the spirit of the books, and that I think for people who like the books, you're going to find so much to enjoy in the movie, and that's because of Scott, and he found all of the incredible cast and the beautiful production. I've loved it. You're going to notice certain scenes from the book that are not in the movie, and a couple of scenes from the movie that are not in the book, but that's not anything that's actually ever bothered me at all. I found it really enriching and exciting to see how the story can take new life. For me, what was essential was just this essence, and also that there be really good chemistry between the actors, and it is, for sure, it is there. Mainly this guy.
Yeah, I think I've always, I think as a young child, I really like telling stories and making up stories and exaggerating a lot of things that happen in my life. I don't need to do that today now, though. Yeah, I think that's what drew me to acting, and then as time's gone on, anything creative has been interesting to me. No, I hadn't got it. Once I saw the book cover, I remember seeing it around at school a lot, and a lot of kids were reading it when I was at school. So definitely, once I saw it, I connected those memories back. Well, I've said this a few times now. I think the greatest gift of the characters Lawrence created is that as an actor, the backstory is so long because they've been alive forever. So you start creating all these personal memories, and you just go on and on and on and on, and suddenly, you know, BC.
Not really. I mean, I came to the set when I think they were maybe a few weeks or a month into filming, and they didn't need any pointers. They really, I think everybody in the cast brought a lot of thought to their role, and I remember one thing that amazed me when I was there. I was talking to Jolie Richardson, who plays Miss Sophia. And it was like in between a scene she was filming. It was sort of in between takes, I guess. And I was standing just off stage, and she came over, and we got into this quickly kind of intense conversation about a book we had both read and both loved. And a moment later, she was called back to the set, and she just kind of straightened her shoulders and tilted her head, and she became a different character, like within the blink of an eye. And I was so amazed by the way all of the cast just transformed into these roles. I was just thrilled. Yeah, I think I was very interested. There's a date, like the one date that Pam and Luce get to have kind of early on. You won't be disappointed. The first time I saw it was December a December ago, maybe two. I was pretty nervous to see it, and I don't remember. It was kind of like a blank experience. Like I was just transported for an hour and a half, and I kind of came out of it like, you know, it's a very strange experience. I've been nothing but pleased and excited with the way it's developed, but at the same time, it's not something I can put into words really well. It's a really transporting experience.
It was really fun. I mean, Jeremy, you are all probably familiar with, and Addison and Lola and Malachi and Chris Ashby, and we're all such good friends. There's a bunch of 20-year-olds in a hotel together for nearly 3 months. So thank God we all got along well and immediately bonded, and that bond's continued up until today. To be honest, Fallen's probably one of the most memorable. It was an amazing experience, the kind of film it was, a genre film. But then, yeah, as I said, a bunch of people at the same point in their life living together with the same hopes and dreams of what we want to achieve. It was definitely something I won't forget anytime soon.
No, not particularly. I mean, like I said, what mattered to me was the chemistry and the essence be there, and I found that, there's nothing lacking there. I've been really happy with that. I think that one gift of the movie coming about when it did was that I had already finished writing the series. I had finished Rapture, and maybe a year after that the movie was being made, and so I had a good deal of perspective. Fallen wasn't so close to my consciousness and my actual day-to-day writing that I could just feel confident and comfortable with the way that it was adapted, and appreciate the changes that were made for the right reasons, and just feel good about the whole thing. So I have, it's been a long process. It's taken us a long time to get it just right for you, but I think we have done that. Call me crazy, but in a sense, I feel as if I have. It's something that's always fascinated me, I think for a reason. I have had a couple of very intense deja vu moments. I do believe I was a Scottish soldier in the Middle Ages at one point. I mean, I'm not totally convinced, but I have a small conviction about that. It's just always been really interesting to me, the idea that souls can transcend bodies, and what are we really here for, and who are we really here for, and it was a lot of fun to get to put that kind of interest and instinct into the story. Oh no, I had no idea what I was doing when I wrote Fallen. It was just, I was following an instinct, which I still do, but I didn't know it was going to become a series. I didn't know I was going to, write 2,000 pages about these characters. I certainly didn't know I would ever be in Manila for the third time talking about a movie. I don't take any of it for granted. I'm just, it's because of you guys that we get to do it. I guess in some sense it feels like being understood in the best way. When I started writing when I was a teenager, and I felt for my entire teenage life completely misunderstood by everyone around me, and I think to be able to put so much of myself into a story, which I do with all of my books, and then have a lot of people care about it. It feels like, you guys are my friends, and we have a connection, and you get me and I get you, and it's just a really cool feeling. Well, I think luckily I and Harrison and everyone I know of who's involved in the film feels like it's a really good movie, and we are just excited for you guys to finally get to see it, and we believe and hope that you're going to love it. I'd be a chef. That's what I'm going to be in my reincarnation. Be a chef.
What's your specialty? What do you like cooking?
Balut.
I don't know, I really liked doing carpentry at school, but I was never very good at it, so I don't know if I would have got better, but it's something I liked about it. Yes.
both, I think. I mean, I feel really confident that people are going to like it, and of course, there's some anxiety before it comes out that we hope it will do well, mostly so that we can make Torment and Passion and Rapture and onwards.
Yeah, I'm about to go to Winnipeg in Canada to do a film, which would be very fun, for each new film called Behind the Glass. And yeah, hopefully then I'll be doing the sequel.
What about you, Laura? What can fans watch out for?
I'm just finishing up a new book. It's another love story, and it's historical, set during the American Civil War. Still working on the title, but I'll share it with you as soon as I have it. Just thank you, really, thank you so much. I'm honored to be here. I'm grateful for your support. You guys have been Fallen Addicts from the very beginning, and here's to more.
Is it Samant? Is that how you pronounce it? Samant? Thank you so much for what you just said. That's lovely. Haunt was really challenging because it started to snow on the first day and it wasn't meant to be. So it got very cold very quickly. We didn't have any of the correct clothes on. So that was the least hard because it was freezing the whole time. But they're all fun. Nothing's too challenging if you're having fun.
Some of you know, Cam is, the devil is based on my husband. And because, when you base the villain on your husband, you kind of fall in love with the villain. The villain became very interesting to me, and I really wanted to explore everything about his character. That's where Unforgiven came from, because I knew he had his own side of the story. And so of course I was extremely interested to see who was going to play him. And honestly, I was just telling Harrison at lunch that when I saw his audition tape, I was like, it was just perfect instantly. I was so on board.
The scene of the party in the forest, there was all of us there on the set at the one time, which was really nice. So that was a really fun, I think it was 2 days. About 2 days we were out there in this forest out in the country in Hungary. And so that was really fun. So we were just having a great time. And the scene is really great in the film as well.
Hi, Harrison. Anyway, I've been a fan since 2010. Anyway, my question is just simple. In Passion Book, who is your favorite reincarnation of his? Yeah. And why?
It's a hard question. I care a lot about all of them. I think the Helston, England scenes are really important for me because that's the way it all started. Before I knew anything about her character or Daniel's character, I was figuring them out in that parting scene, which is the prologue of Fallen. And so, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing at all when I wrote that. But when I got to Passion and I got to revisit that scene and really look at, there's not just 2 sides to that scene, there's 4, because there's Lucinda from that era, Lucinda from the present, Daniel from that era, Daniel from the present, and all of them coming together in that scene, and it's really torturous for everybody, including me. That actually was the moment when I fell in love with Daniel, because he had been a character who was a bit distant for me early on in the series, but once I saw his struggle in that particular scene, going back to Helston and flinging himself out the window after he loses her, I really understood his side in a way that I hadn't before. And so it showed me so much about who he is and what he was capable of.
Hi Lauren, hi Harrison. This question is for Harrison. I know a lot of girls would like to ask this, but are you single?
Is it where you say no comment?
Next question.
question.
Yeah. Next question, please.
I feel like if we could bottle the joy of the Filipino people, then just pour it all over America right now. We could use a lot of your joy. It is a special, special thing, and I have been touched by it many, many times.
I think the bad boys more fun. The best, they're so much fun. Yeah, we've got a very deep friendship between the three of us that I think is going to go for a very long time. And I'm very excited Addison gets here tomorrow, actually. Yeah, so Addison will be here. I know Jeremy's really upset he can't be here to say hello too.
Last question. I don't know where the mic is. There you go.
Okay, this question's for Lauren. Are you Team Daniel or Team Cam?
You guys know I would say this even if he weren't sitting right next to me, but I'm totally Team Cam.